Asia, 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 can you hear me? Asia, can you hear me?
Hello?
Okay, that's great. So okay, now
Okay.
it is your turn, yeah. So now it is
Okay.
your turn. Okay, that's great. Then I will give you the questions. The question is related to the previous questions that I've given to you. The question is this one. So let's talk about art. This is questions part 3, yeah. So you need to give your response a little bit longer than questions part 1 that we did a few weeks ago. So now let's talk about questions number 1. Question number 1 is, what type of arts do people in your country like? Yeah, this is your turn, Asia. Asia.
Hello?
Yeah, okay. Your turn now.
Okay. Okay.
Mhm.
In my country, there are several arts that people really like to do. Um,
Yeah.
I just joined, Mr. Eddy. I just joined. I'm blank.
Okay. Just enjoy. So
Sorry.
okay, let me give you a clue. Let me give you a clue. So if you are
Okay.
being offered this kind of questions, then the types,
Mm-mm.
the types supposed to be two. The first is visual art. The example is like painting, or maybe then you can talk about a drawing or any other performs like how you say, a drama. While another
Mm-hmm.
type of art is, let's say, decorative art.
Mm-hmm.
Decorative arts like let's say ceramics. Okay, you can say like let's say temple or
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that. And you need to discuss which people in your country are more likely to choose, whether they prefer visual art or decorative. What do you say?
Oh, based on my opinion, I think visual arts, where in
Mhm,
my country there are many
mhm,
people do performance.
mhm,
They like one of my country special performance is dance.
mhm, mhm,
So there are 100 types of dance in my country.
mhm,
It is because there are also many culture ethnics in my country.
mhm,
So it's basically derived from our ancestor. As for
mhm,
example, what there's one dance that I know, it's Malay dance, which I
mhm.
also dance for it. Um, and not only dancing in this part of performance, we also consider about the attire that we're wearing, plus the makeup that we're wearing too.
Mhm. Okay, thank you. So the next question is a very good responses because you have expressed your opinion. So the next question is, why art is important?
Um, I think art is important in order. It is because it is an identity of one colony or one group of people, where
Mhm.
basically they can tell the story of. I mean, they can tell their history uh, by, by performing something such as dance.
Okay, okay, that's great. So remember, this is questions part 3. Your task is to speak a little bit longer compared to the speaking
Oh,
part 1 that
okay.
you did. Okay, this is speaking part 3. So let me give you an idea
Okay.
of this. Let me give you an idea.
Okay.
Okay, you have expressed the first idea. And the second idea that I
Mm-hmm.
will give it to you is that art, it is important because you can say that this makes uh, people think. Then you can express. Maybe another reason is because makes let's say imagination work, or maybe you can talk about also this makes let's say people look at the world differently. And the example that you can give, like dance that you saw to us. So this is some kind of idea that you can express when you are being offered the questions important. Yeah. So could you please repeat? Bisa diulang lagi responnya?
Okay, I'll try. So, can I please recall in part 3 we have to answer the question why and then give the example.
Okay, that's great. Okay, yeah,
Okay.
sure, great.
Oh, okay. So, basically, no. How do I start it? Art is very important. It's because it makes people it makes people imagining what is actually the story inside of such a arts performance. So let me take an example. Let me take an example. A dance a dance performance. So in this, there are many scenes in dance. So as for example, it will start by its introduction in explaining who are the actress in the dance, and also the storytelling, the story tells, and also some movement that maybe in such a culture it is very important, and also it tells the audience what are the scenes means. I didn't get it. I'm so sorry.
Okay, it's good, very good responses. So what about this kind of question? Sometimes people say that art is important because art makes people look at the world differently. Do you agree about that? The question that I highlight. What do you think?
I think so, but for me, no. It is because I love arts. I understand that art has such a beautiful meaning in any type of arts. So I don't think, for me myself, I don't see any different thing in arts because it has its means. It makes me imagining or amaze the creators of the arts itself.
Okay, thank you. As it seems that
Hello?
arts topic, yes. Okay,
Am I
thank you. Thank
connected?
you. Okay. I can hear you.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay. Asha, are you there? Are you there? Okay. So so now let's are you there, Arsha? I'll be back to you then. Yeah. So now let's move to Mr. Sojo King. Arsha, I'll be back to you then. Now let's move to Mr. Sojong King. Mr. Rizal, I'll be back
Yes,
to you.
sir.
Okay. Mr. Sojong King.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's great. So what do you think about these questions? So let's talk about art. Do you think that art the most valuable terms of monetary value? What do you think
Can
about
you
this kind of
explain?
questions?
Can you explain the question in another way, sir?
So a value in terms of monetary, this is mean that related to money.
Oh,
Money. Okay. So do you think that arts is valuable in monetary art money? Is related to money? Do you think so? Hello.
okay, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. In my perspective, art gives many benefits for people, and especially for kids, I think. Because
Mm-hmm.
especially in music, music in my country, music is the most uh, well-known of art, kind of art. Because many of youngsters
Mm-hmm.
and their lifestyle always get influenced by the music from another country. So I
Mm-hmm.
think the music, one of the kinds of art, give a profit for nowadays.
Okay. Okay. So this is as you can see from the screen on your laptop,
Yes,
maybe
sir.
on your cell phone, that I have delivered you some ideas related to the question. So let's say painting costs a lot, and you need to discuss why painting costs a lot while drawing is a little bit cheaper. Maybe you can discuss this part because this is all about the comparison, money comparison. Okay, that's the that you can discuss. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, the painting, nowadays, many of tools, the sophisticated tools that people can use in painting. So that's why
Mm-hmm.
to get a good painting, people have to spend a lot of money that they have. On other way, if we concern to drawing, it's a little bit cheaper
Mm-hmm.
than instead of painting because if you want to drawing, we just use a simple tool instead of the painting because we can use the pencil and the paper. That is, and then we can express what we want to draw on the paper. Like that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's okay. Sip, okay, thank you. Thank you. I'll be back to you then, yeah? Thank you.
Okay, sir.
Oh, thank you.
Okay.
Okay. Now let's move to let's say who I'm talking to. So Gavin, can you hear me, Gavin? Gavin? Gavin, can you hear
Hello,
me?
yes, Mr. Eddy.
So could you please answer my questions
Yes.
related to this one? So what kinds of art are the most available in terms of monetary value? So there's ideas I
Uh,
offer you. You can talk about painting. You can talk about fashion. So which one do you want to choose? Do you want to
okay, sir.
choose which one? Hmm?
The kind of art that are most valuable is we can say that painting because painting is will it can be found in the many years ago and also more valuable rather than the others kind of art. Uh, for instance, uh, in my region, there is art from Siak King that was found in 2015, and many of collectors want to buy it because the age of this art is maybe in 116th century, and also many of history and the many of history and the meaningful in that painting. Then also this is the first painting that I from Xia Kingdom that I found before. So that is why this painting from Xia King is very valuable and many of collectors want to collect it.
Okay, very good responses. Good, good.
Rather than
Mhm.
okay,
Rather than
rather than the other stuff.
okay, thank you. I'll be back to you then. So I'll be back to you then. So now let's move to Agung. Agung, can you hear me? Agung, Agung, can you hear me?
I'm here, sir.
Okay, that's great. So what do you think about questions number 3? If you don't have any idea, then I have offer you some ideas there. You can discuss, or you can talk about painting versus drawing, or maybe you can talk about a fashion in terms of a monetary value for some art. So what do you think about that one? The questions. What kinds of art are the most valuable in terms of monetary value?
Okay, sir. Thank you for the question. I think it's too much art value of art that influence our mindset in the nowadays people. But for this time, I will talking about designing art. arts.
Mhm.
Designing arts is good for make inspiration to the designer of like building designer or the town designer. That's art is very important to make improvement for our future. I think so. It's my opinion. So.
So I think you didn't answer the questions because the questions asking you to compare about money, monetary value. So the question is
Oh yeah.
asking about, yeah, how art or how money affect the art. So that's why you need to discuss the money, the monetary value. So first thing to do,
Oh,
yeah, understand the question. The question is talking about monetary. Monetary means that money.
money. Oh, okay, okay,
Yeah,
okay,
that's you. Okay, yeah, I'll be back to you then. So okay, thank you.
okay.
So now let's move to, let's say Vini. Vini, can you hear me? Vini, Candindun Dindun.
Okay, Mister.
Vini, so
Okay,
what
Mister.
do you,
I
okay,
hear you.
without further ado, so what do you think about questions number 3?
Okay. I think many people in my country, they prefer to use painting because the sense of art in painting is very beautiful. Sometimes people find the money through the painting. Like today's people paint their body like a tattoo to increase their fashion
Mm-hmm.
because people want to be good looking. So many people sell their skill like painting to make money. So I think painting is the most valuable in my country to get money because many people choose the the art.
Okay, thank you. Good, very good responses. So now let's move to Alif.
Uh,
Yes, okay, very good. So Alif, can you hear me? Alif, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I
Okay,
can hear.
okay,
Yes, sir. I can hear you.
so,
Yeah.
okay, that's great. So what do you think about this kind of questions? So what kinds of art are the most available in terms of monetary value?
Art is truly respected in my hometown. People who can draw uh, better are truly in demand in my country. But there are many drawer in my country uh, to sell their painting. For instance, in my country, uh, in event for marketing painting, and uh, it's more it's the price of painting depend on sense of definition of of painting.
Okay, thank you. So you still have a problem with the fluency. Maybe you think of you put too much concerns on the grammar. So you don't need to worry about the grammar. Your task is to answer the questions. Whether you have a problem with the grammar, I
Yes,
don't
sir.
want to put my concern on it. I want to emphasize you
Yes,
that
sir.
you need to answer the questions. So I want you to deliver your ideas first. Yeah. Okay, I'll be back to you then. So now,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you,
okay,
sir.
yeah, okay. Use Rizal with the same questions. Use Rizal, where are you? Use Rizal.
Yes, sir.
So what do you think about questions number 3?
I think painting is the crucial valuable in when it's come to monetary value,
Mm-hmm.
since monetary value people can easy to get the people can easy to find the material to make the painting, and the cost is uh, enough expensive to enter in marketing and trademark, and also you need ability, individualist skill. So I think it omnipresent.
Okay, thank you. So sadly, you didn't answer the questions. The questions asking you to talk about kinds of art related to money. So I didn't hear you say art, types of art as a being discussion. No, you didn't do that. So your responses is intangible. Intangible meaning that you didn't answer the questions at all. Oh, it's okay, you even little bit. Okay, I'll be back to you then. So
Okay,
now
okay. Thank you,
let's
sir.
move to, okay, let's say who wants to? Randa. Randa, wanna try?
Yes, sir.
Randa. Okay. So what do you think about the questions?
Uh, in my opinion, in my opinion, art is related with monetary value because many job fields relate with art, such as architect. Then why painting costs a lot? Because painting, without painting, we can now clear about drawing. We can imagine clear. Painting make draw colorful, and then drawing is little bit cheaper because drawing is basic of when people want to uh, draw picture or drawing something, but drawing just like sketch. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, thank you. So I couldn't even find out money comparison there, but okay, okay, good try. So I'll be back to you. So next, who hasn't get the idea is done. Mardiansa, can you hear me, Mardiansa? Oh, I cannot even talk to you because Zoom is not allow me. So where is the
Hello.
pictures? Because Zoom is not allow me to talk to you if you don't have any video. So I'll be back to you then, Mardiansa. So make sure that you turn on the video so I can talk to you.
I will try.
Oh, Asia,
Yes,
Asia.
I'm here.
So okay.
Yeah, it's I.
So what do you think about questions number 3? I have provided you more ideas. If you have your own ideas, then you can use. So what kinds of art are the most valuable in terms of money value?
Okay. I'm going to relate this to skill. In this nowadays, many people think that art should be a paint or should be a drawing or should be a sculpture or something like that. But based on my opinion, there is this new type of arts that's really valuable that can make people earn money so much, which is a makeup artist. Makeup is also an art that is nowadays very crucial for people that want to be pretty, rather than having plastic surgery. People they more likely to use makeup more because makeup can extremely change the feature of a person. It doesn't matter whether it's a boy or it's a girl. I mean, it's a man or it's a woman. It can also change the way we look. So basically, nowadays, the cost for having a very good looking makeup, it should be it will cost around, like, as for example, in my country, Indonesia, it will cost around 10 million rupiah in order to get one type of makeup that really make a person look stunning, charming, and also shimmery. That's my
Okay.
opinion.
Okay, thank you. Very good responses. So, what about the next question? So, why do some paintings have higher values than others? Questions number 4. So, why do some people paintings have higher values than others?
Based on my opinion, this what the value matter if the skill of an artist should is very advanced compared to other artists. And not also skill but idea also matters. I would relate this into photography. As for example, I've been in a competition where I was compared by one other competitors. My photograph wasn't that good in terms of skill. Like, I don't have a very good lighting, I don't have a very good abstract or saturation in my photograph, but I was winning. I mean, I won the competition. It is because my idea, the way I express, my skill of expressing, telling a story behind the scene, behind the picture itself. So that is the consideration of a higher value.
So, what about the painter? Some people say the painter takes the most consideration. So, well-known painter will be cost a lot for their painting rather than people painting in a general painter. The people who paint.
Okay. For painter, I think it's, as I mentioned just now, it's a skill, but it's also about their length to become a painter. As for example, I'm not so sure who is this guy name, but I know he's from France. He painted Marja picture. Marja is, I could say it's, I call her Mariam in my language. In German, they called her Marja. So it was very pretty that she could imagine how Marja face was, and also the detail that he had given in his paint was very beautiful. That makes it very valuable. So basically, not only skill, but also idea, and also what can make you famous based with your with your with something that you've made.
Okay, thank you very much. You have shown us a very good example. Hope others can listen and take some notes what Asa said to you, everyone. So I'll be back to you then, Asa. So just I want you to prepare for the questions. Advertising, Arsha, I want you to prepare questions number 1, 2, and 3 for advertising. Yes.
I didn't see it yet.
Wait. For others here, so that's the questions that you need to prepare. So for others, I'll be back to you and we're going to discuss the questions. Can you hear me, Mr. Sonjo King? Mr. Sonjo King? Mr. Sonjo King? Mr. Sonjo King? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Can you hear me? Okay, that's good. Okay.
Of course, sir.
Okay, what about question here? Questions number 4. What do you think about this one? So why do some people paintings have higher value than others? I have provided you 2 ideas. The first ideas is about maybe skills affect the values of the painting, or maybe the person who paint the painting. A well-known painter costs more than average painter. So which one? What do you think about? Questions number 4. Mr. Joking.
Some people painting have higher value than others. I think mostly because their skill or ideas, they can people know this painter has good skill in painting, and they can express his idea on painting, and people can directly what is it can understand what the meaning in his painting. And I think people yes. Okay, sir. Like
Sekarang,
apa dia?
ulang. Tidak mau kita tidak perlu kalau kau tidak bisa. Ulang. I listen to me ya. I have
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
ideas. You need to discuss the first. Discuss this. Discuss this. Okay, skill matter, and also I want you to discuss this one. Asa, your friend has shown you a very good example. So I want you to speak with confidence using those ideas given. Okay, ulang. Mr. Sojo King, come on.
Yes, sir. I will try. Okay, sir. First of all, I think the skill and ideas of painters that can they can express on their paintings. I think it makes his paintings have higher value than others. And as we know it, if someone is that we know he is a well-known painter or famous painter in our country, I think it one of the reasons their painting always always has higher value than others. And the skill, because every painter have the special skills, the way they painting, the way they paint something. Then I think it's one of the reason makes their painting higher value than others.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Okay, sir.
Thank you. Mr. Sojo King,
Yes, sir.
please, I want you to prepare for the next question, yeah, advertising.
Okay, sir.
So, okay, you both Asia, I want you to prepare for the next topic, advertising. Prepare, find out some idea, and I want you to answer the questions after all the participant for the, okay, yeah. Chip, I want you to answer
Okay,
this.
sir. Sure.
I'll be back to you then. So now let's move to Gavin.
Yes, sir.
So what do you think about questions number 4? This is, so why do some people painting have higher value than others?
Okay. In my perspective, there are many people that believe that painting is more valuable than the others, because we can give an we can see if the artist or the painter is have skills or have many experience when he paint, he make a painting and sell it on the auction. It will make him more famous, and start from the famous, the well-known painter is become popular, right, sir? And after that, it will interesting someone who very like to collect a painting. For instance, you know about the Mona Lisa picture. Mona Lisa picture is very expensive, right? And it's also very that's rarely painting, because you know the painter paint the picture of Mona Lisa, it needs 10 years. That is why the Mona Lisa picture is maybe more valuable and cannot be sold, and it just kept in the museum on the British National Museum. And from that's it.
Okay, good. Thank you. Good try. So I'll be back to you, and I want you to prepare for advertising topic, yeah, Gavin. Gavin, I want you to prepare for this topic. So advertising, answer for
Okay,
all
sir.
questions. So I'll be back to you with the questions. Okay, thank you. Now let's move to Dan Alif. Alif. Alif.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, answer questions number 4. So why do some people paintings have higher values than others? Come on.
Okay. I would say some people have different skill for painting or painter, because drawing depend on situation. If when they have a good moment and good idea, he can drawing. So he can know what uh, he can know what the meaning of the for example, based on my experience, I have in my country have to painter, and they make a different painting, and and sir, lack of idea, sir.
So that's why I prepare you. I offer you some ideas. So okay, but no
Yes,
worries. A good try. So
yes,
I'll be back
yes,
to
sir.
you. The next question is I want you to prepare for the next topic,
Advertising.
advertising. Yeah. So question number
Yes, sir.
1, 2, and 3. I want you to find the idea. Thank you. Next,
Yes, sir.
two. Dang. Agung. Agung. Oi, Agung.
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. Come on. Questions number 4. Hey.
Okay. I directly, sir.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. I think there is, in my opinion, dancing is a good value for for make money, sir. Because in nowadays there is there's little interest about our society to focus develop the traditional dance. And if we have to invite the traditional dance to show the dance in front of the people in the celebrate party, we have to pay much better than others. So like maybe in the seminar we want to show about the traditional dance. This have very much price, for a part of dancing. So I think it's my opinion, sir.
Okay, thank you. Set. So prepare for the next topic, yeah? Go. Advertising.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
Now let's move to Fini. Fini.
Yes, Mister.
So answer questions number 4.
Okay. Okay. I think many people in my country, they think that painting is the most valuable in the world today, because we can know about the painter. We can get the professional painter, and of course, they have many experience to sell their skill about painting for others, and and sometimes the painters can make the historical painting, and it can influence people to buy that painting. For example, Vincent van Gogh, Vincent van Gogh as the artwork, they have many paintings, and when he died, one of his painting, uh, his painting has a price approximately $82 million. So that's why we know that painting is the most precious of art today.
Okay. Good. Good. Very good responses. Okay.
Thanks,
Thanks. Okay. Prepare for the next topic. Yeah, advertising. Now let's move to the last use result. After you use result, then I'll be back to Asia again with the new topic.
Okay, sir.
Use result. So answer questions number 4. Why do some people paintings have higher values than others? Come on.
Okay. Of course, because when it comes to the value of and pricing of artwork, there are a few things to factor in. Much of it has to do with the difficulty of the piece and the experience of the artist. An accomplished artist with a lot of time invested in their talent is deserving of a high praise. And also, painting allows us to be creative. And for example, in the museum, paintings is show off in the museum, and children can learn about history from the painting, and it makes interesting for other to buy the painting. That's why I say that painting is give value. I think that's also.
Okay, good. Thank you. Okay, you answered the questions. So everyone is done. So now let's move to a new topic. So let's start the topic advertising with Asia. And the rest of them, I want you to prepare your questions. So Asa, just like usually, you come first. Questions number 1. So what are popular types of advertising?
Okay. In the era of technology, there are many types of advertising available now, but the most popular are paper-based and technology-based. What I mean by paper-based is like magazine, newspaper, flyer, and some sort of things that they put on the road, that they place it there. I'm not so sure what is it called. And what I mean by technology based is like an advertisement where they put in a pop-up website where it's usually related to virus in internet, and also such a friendly advertisement in our social media, like in Facebook, videos in Instagram, and also some pictures in Twitters. Okay, so move on to the next question.
So still questions number 1. So I have a question for you, because the question is asking you about the popular. So you need to choose which one, the more popular between the paper or the technology based on advertising. Which one, the paper or the technology?
Based on my opinion, in order to support our Earth to live longer, I would prefer to have the technology-based advertisement. It is because we don't use paper. If we don't use paper, we don't cut the trees, so the trees are still growing and shading us wherever we go.
Okay. I think you need more little bit explanation. This is for the material. So what about the time frame?
Okay.
The time. So which one faster, the paper or the technology one?
In order to reach people, I think the most fast way is by technology. It is because it spread just like a virus. It spread just as fast as lightning. So it can reach everyone based on what we suggest. As for example, we can make it based on our age, based on the audience ages or based on their click on the internet.
Okay, this is very good responses. So one more, I want you to repeat what you are saying in questions number 1, but I want you to use all your responses all together, just like you did. Kita bisa ulang?
Bisa.
All together. Okay, that's great. So, so yang lain bisa menjadikan contoh. Jadi tadi dijelaskan curricular bla bla bla, and the rest of you need to compare them. So by the time, and also maybe by the technology use, or sorry, maybe by the material use. Kita ulang ya.
Okay.
So, what are popular types of advertising?
Okay, so basically there are 2 types of most popular advertising ways in this era. One is paper-based advertising. Second is technology advertising. What I mean by paper-based advertising is something like magazine, flyers, on the newspaper, and some sort of paper-based printed advertisement. And then what I mean by technology-based advertisement is like what we've seen in whenever we're browsing on the internet, there is such a pop-up or pop-down advertisement. Moreover, we've seen so many advertisements being exposed to us on our social media, such as video on Instagram, some words or paragraphs on the Facebook, and also some pictures on Twitter. So, but based on my opinion, in order to reach faster audience, we are nowadays people or public prefer to use technological based advertisement. It is because it spreads like a virus. It does not have any stop. It can just easily reach the audience without any reach society with we can also specify what type of audience we want. We can specify them by age, by click timing, or by click record case or cookies in our websites. And
good, very good. So everyone, so as you can see how Asha give responses. So this is the point that you need to highlight. Speaking part 3, examiner asks you to discuss more detail, elaborate your ideas in a very detailed way. If you can do that, so I believe that your score will be a 7 and more. So use ASA example, the ideas that you can use. So each person is to have, let's say, 1 or 2 minutes to discuss each point there. So Asya, I'll be back to you here. So questions number 2, Asya, can you hear me?
Okay.
So
yes,
what do you
hello.
think about questions number 2? So what type of media advertising do you like?
Okay. As I mentioned earlier, what public prefer to use is technological-based advertisement. I also take it into my account that I would prefer to use the technology-based advertisement. It is because it's very friendly for us in nowadays era, and it also costs very less. It can also possible as free, because we just need to design some sort of flyer. As we can see in ES really put effort in advertising their program, IELTS program and stuff, by just designing such a square flyer and then spread it spread it unstoppably.
Okay, thank you. So the last question is, how does advertising influence children?
In this question, I should say that there are advantages and disadvantages. Okay. Children, we can't really stop children nowadays to use internet, to use technology, because they also use it. Some of educational institutions just force our children to use technology in order to complete their assignments, their tasks. So basically, it is good that maybe based on our based on the children click, the internet can filter what they need, what they want, what they've always seen. As for example, they always see Wikipedia, so there are many advertising about Wikipedia pop up into their pages. But however, most of the time, not many people really put a private computer. I mean, not many parents put a very private computer for their children. We can't control ourselves as a parent. We also open things that is maybe under 18 plus content as a
So okay.
parent or as an adult.
So okay, because first time you are talking about advantages and disadvantages. So what if you discuss for the negative one is how how advertise influence children in their choices of unhealthy diet.
Okay.
Okay, because the first is you are talking about the Wikipedia, and maybe the last is maybe unhealthy diet. So healthy
Okay.
diet asal
Okay.
the negative. Okay, could you please talk about that one?
Oh, okay. So
Okay.
the disadvantages, one of the disadvantages, advertisement that influence kids is unhealthy diet. As for example, there are many.
Okay, good.
Oh,
Keep going.
as for example, there are many advertisement from KFC, Baskin Robin, McDonald's, and also Burger Kings. This type of diet is very, very bad. Is tremendously bad for children health. We can't feed them with this such a food in their age, which it contains lots of oils, excessive fat, and it can drive them. It can drive their health become very unhealthy, and it also but in this fluent. I'm done. I don't know.
Okay, so it's okay, but I'll be back to you then. So now I'll be back. Prepare for questions. The next questions, yeah. Question 4 and 5. So Arsha, I want you to prepare for the questions 4 and 5. Okay.
5. Okay.
Okay.
Is
Okay.
there
Thank
any
you.
advertising that?
Okay, this is the next questions that you need to prepare. Okay, thank you. So now let's move to Mr. Let's say Mr. Son Joking. Okay. Can you hear me, Mr. Son Joking? Mr. Son Joking. Mr. Son Joking.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what do you think about questions number 1? So I believe you have more idea to talk, and also you have watched how Asia give her responses. So that's why now I want you to give your best performance. Questions number 1. What are popular
Okay.
types of advertising?
Okay. Okay. I think visual advertising is the most popular types of advertising. For example, the TV commercial. Commercial is promote many product and service using a good design, color, sound, and sight, who can attract customers easily. Then instead of static advertising. For example, like many advertising in newspaper or magazine, as Asha said before.
Wait, longer. Come on.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Okay.
TV commercial is the most popular type of advertising because it easy to catch customers 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 desire to buy their product.
Mm-hmm.
That's all for the question.
Okay, thank you.
The first question.
So, okay. So, the next questions, please give a little bit longer. So, the response is supposed to be longer than previously, yeah? So, questions number 2. What type of media advertising do you like?
Okay, so personally, I like the motion ads to get information of what the latest trend or the new information of some product. So I prefer to use TV commercial because
Mm.
we can get detailed information about the product uh, from the TV commercial. So instead of the static ads like a magazine or billboard on some brochure on the road.
Come
Okay,
on.
sir.
Guys, too short. Keep longer. Keep a little
Okay,
bit longer. No, ulang. Questions number 2.
okay,
So,
okay.
okay, what type of media advertising do you like most? Keep longer.
Motion advertising is the most media advertising that I like because it provides many information that I want. I can get the information easily, and it's easy to attract me to give more eye catching on them. The TV commercial always provide uh, the latest trend and the new information day by day. And surely, I want to say the TV commercial interesting and fun instead of others advertising.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
thank you. So, questions number 3. So, how does advertising influence children?
Okay, advertising gives many benefit and as well as impacts.
Okay.
And for this moment, I would like to talk about how advertising attract and give effect to children. Nowadays, many sophisticated tools that children can use easily wherever they are. Advertising, for example, TV commercial in every house, every family has minimum one TV in the room, and children have a spare time in their life to watch the TV. And moreover, advertisers always use that chance in terms of TV commercial to catch children the children attention to buy their product. For example, the many toys advertising provide in TV commercials. After children watch the TV, watch the advertising of toys, directly the children will desire to buy that product and tell to their mother to get whatever the way he want to that product as possible as soon.
Okay. Okay.
That's
Good. So, good. Very good responses. So now I want you to prepare for questions number 4 and 5. Yeah. Is that?
I love this.
Yeah. Yeah, so joking. Okay, this is number 4 and number 5. Okay, now let's move to Agung. Agung. Agung.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let's, without further ado, so let's move to questions number 1. So what do you think about questions number 1? So what are popular types of advertising?
I think in our globalization like now, there is two popular advertising is based from technology and from printing paper. So in technology too, there's two kind of advertisement is based from internet advertisement or and advertisement. So I think that's my opinion, sir, about popular types.
Ah, enggak, terlalu pendek. Ah, terlalu pendek. Keep, speak longer. It's too short, you
But
know. It's too short. Your response is too short.
okay, okay, sir.
So your friend, you have two
Okay,
friends only. So you. Ah, it's too short. Ulang. What are popular types of advertising?
okay, sir. The popular types, in my opinion, is from the paper advertisement and the technology advertisement. So in the paper, it's very much examples is like magazines or like newspapers or something like flyers, and the technology is from internet and the televisions. So technology is always has always been developed about advertisement. So I can see in our habitual in our activity, I always see the most advertisement is from technology, sir. Yeah, I
Okay,
was
good.
using internet and anymore.
Okay, good. Thank you. So what about questions number 2? What type of media advertising do you like most?
Things from internet, sir. There is like advertisement inside Instagram, advertisements inside Facebook, because always people always cares and save the time to their social network. Most of the time is we using by social network. So advertisement in internet is so useful than others, sir.
Okay, that's great. So you can say this one. So I prefer internet because
Oh yeah.
internet offers us more tools of communication. Like one of them is Facebook. With
Oh yeah.
Facebook, I can connect or communicate with my friends living in different countries. Not only that
Yeah.
one, Google Classroom I can use, or maybe you can say Zoom.
Oh
I can,
yeah. Yeah.
if I want to have like distance learning or online learning. So this we need to discuss. Yeah. Okay
Yeah.
ya. Okay, ulang.
Yes, sir.
Ulang.
Okay.
What type of wait, what type of media advertising do you like most?
The media advertising I really like is from I prefer in internet search because nowadays very much people connecting by internet. It's like maybe study group in the from based from Facebook, or like this hours being hours activity now like in Zoom. We connected by internet, so this is the opportunity for advertisement sector to put the interest in this sector.
Okay, good, very good responses. Gitu dong. So
Thank you,
now
sir.
is questions number 3. So how does advertising influence children?
Uh, the first time is advertising show the best advertisement in the prime time. So the prime time, like maybe when the family gather in the home, including the children and others family, see the advertisement from television. Uh, there is the way advertisement get influence to the children, or maybe in the games online. There's very much advertising show and influence the children by itself.
Okay, thank you. Very good responses. So next, I want you to prepare for questions number 4 ya. number
Oh yeah.
4, and number 5. So just well prepare. After that, I'll be back to you. Yeah, questions
Thank
number
you,
4
sir.
and 5. Okay, thank you. So now let's move to Gavin. Gavin.
Okay, Mr. Eddy.
Okay, that's great. Questions number 1. So what are popular types of advertising?
The popular type of advertising is there are, we can separate it into two sections. First is based on paper, and then based on technology. From based on paper, we can see the newspaper. It's the one of the advertisement that has been found in the 19th century, and
Mhm.
also it's still used until now. And the other,
Mhm.
from the technology base, we can see that like radio, television. It's also start. Many people use it in the 20th century, but nowadays a new technology that people use now is the internet, because internet is more useful and more practiced rather than the other type of advertisement like television, radio, newspaper, magazine, and something else. That is why many many people now use internet as they uh, uh, as the advertising. Like an example, we can see if we open a Google search engine, right? Uh, if we type some word and then we find something, and it just not we found something, but there is also many advertisement in the side of the our laptop of our computer. That is why advertising using an technology base is more useful and practice in our life now.
Okay, thank you very much. So very good responses. So what about questions number 2? What type of media advertising do you like most?
uh, I would choose media advertising is internet and also an apps from the Google from the Play Store, because in there we get many provide of application, especially in Google in the Play Store. Because if you want to learn or maybe find and and the advertisement to find something or stuff that you want to buy or you want to see more detail, we can see it from the application,
Mhm.
sir. So that is why if now more specific than the internet is the application, because it's also provide more advertisement in there.
Okay, thank you. So what about questions number 3? So how does advertising influence children? Questions number 3. Gavin, how does advertising influence children?
Okay. Uh, Advertising, it can influence children, but nowadays there is more policy from the government that protect our children from the negative content of the internet, such as if there is uh, a, uh, a boy that want to use their internet and open the negative content, the government, especially from the information ministry, will directly block that website or that content. But it's not enough if the negative impact of the internet is is from it's not enough. The if the negative impact is just the protection from the government, but it's also need the educating from the family, how
Sorry, sorry,
how
sorry,
they use.
sorry. I think I need to interrupt you because you didn't answer the
Okay, sir.
questions. So you are talking about preventive action. The question
Mm,
is the question is asking you about how, bagaimana cara advertising menginfluence. While your responses
okay.
is you are talking about preventive action that government. We are not talking about
Oh yes.
government.
Okay, sir.
So pay attention to the questions. Hati-hati, Gavin,
Mm,
Gavin, Gavin tadi. I'll be back to you ya. So nanti saya akan kembali. So
okay, sir.
you didn't answer the questions because you are talking about preventive action conducted by government. You are not talking about this one, yeah? Okay, thank you. So next, I'll move to Vinny. Vinny. So Gavin,
Yeah,
prepare for
Mister.
prepare questions 4 and 5. Now, Vinny. Vinny. So what do you think about
Yeah,
questions number 3? Sorry, questions number
yeah,
1.
Mister.
So what
Okay.
about number 1?
Um, okay. I think many people. I think conventional advertisement is the more popular in my country. It is because rich and poor people can get that advertisement. We can see we can see about the one of the conventional advertising is banners. Banners always we can get in every street. Of course, when people get traffic congestion, they just kill that time through read the banners banners around them. And when they write the banners, it can influence them about what kind of item the banners advertise at the banners promote. So I think still banners is the most popular in my country.
Okay, thank you. So what type of media advertising do you like most?
Um, I think I prefer to choose television because uh, sometimes when I spend my time to watch something, I feel enjoy when I get the advertisement about one of the items and the most popular in my country.